What's up, y'all? It is Ace of Cups T back again with a nice groovy oracle reading, as well as a few good old post full moon messages. And I will be pulling from the Rider-Waite tarot deck. I'm also drinking some nighty night tea. It is a late night. I'm ready to go to bed after I record this, and look at this beautiful mug I'm drinking out of. This is Kende Wiley's work, and I got this mug at the DeYoung Museum in San Francisco. One of my new favorites, such a good little souvenir to get after that wonderful experience. Today we are pulling some messages, and our last little oracle message was all about the full moon. We had a really intense full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio a couple days ago. I don't know about y'all, but I got dragged, whole life flipped upside down overnight. But also kind of coming out of that, I spent a lot of time journaling over the past couple days, really understanding the path that each one of us is on individually, and the journey that we must take to understand ourselves and what we need to advance and make it to the next level. So now that we're a couple days out, I felt like it was a really good time to pull the Groovy Oracle, as well as pull a couple tarot cards, just to see what direction we're headed in, what we're leaving behind, what we can expect now that we have surrendered to that energy and we are moving towards new energies. Basically, everything is going to be new after that full moon. The entire planet was pressed up against a lot of what we needed to face, and to face what we needed to face in order to move forward. So I think now we are at full speed ahead. We have a really big new moon coming up on the 19th. I'm really looking forward to that, especially after the energy that this full moon brought. So I'm just shuffling. I'm kicking it off with the Groovy Oracle, jamming out a little bit. And let's see what we have here. Groovy Oracle, as I've mentioned before, quotes, song lyrics, things that I've liked, things that I've heard, whatever it may be. But let's see what the spirits is talking about. Ooh, we are starting with catch your ego in the act. Let's talk about it, because this full moon really brought us to face some dark and deep parts of our ego that we probably weren't even fully aware of, or maybe a part of our ego that we were aware of, but we just really couldn't face. And that full moon forced it in our faces. It's time to write. Get your journal on. Write it out. If you don't want to write it out, talk it out. Look in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Work through whatever this is. I know I've been journaling. I've been writing this out. So I really love that this card came out, because it's always time to release what is on your heart chakra, your throat chakra. Get that anxiety up out of your body. This full moon was a heavy one. Last but not least, you are a magician of time, space, and energy. Never forget it. Never, ever forget it. This card don't come out for no reason. You are a magician. You are capable. You are capable of using all of the tools that you have around you to ascend. Bottom of the deck energy, we have forgive your parents. Oh, if this ain't pulling up some Scorpio energy. Yeah, forgive your parents. Tap back into that inner child. Learn how to accept your parents as they also were living lives and trying to figure it out themselves. You can forgive yourself, but forgive your parents also. They did the best they could with what they got. Come on, y'all. Let's move on to the Rider-Waite deck. This is my very first tarot deck, my butteriest deck. It is my favorite deck to shuffle from, because it's just so smooth and buttery. Y'all saw at the bottom of the deck was the High Priestess. Yes, give me that High Priestess energy. Yes, tap into your higher self, your intuition, your deep inner knowing. Let's get into it. Just giving a nice little prayer over my cards before we get into this reading, into what this full moon really brought forward and what we can move towards. Ooh, talk about judgment at the bottom of that first cut. I love it. We are in this judgment time, this spiritual awakening time. There is spiritual awakenings happening everywhere now that we have crossed over past that lunar eclipse full moon. So as we're in this judgment time, really judge yourself against what you want. Know what you want. This is spiritual awakening. Ask for the highest and you will receive. I really do believe that. It's taken me a long time to trust that, but maybe that was part of my lesson. Each one of us has had to learn something different in this through this full moon that we just got through. So I'm really happy to be pulling these cards a couple days later just to kind of get grounding in what happened and where we're headed. As you can see, we are kicking off with this Four of Swords. The first thing to mind when I see the Four of Swords is prayer. Get down, relax, pray to God, pray to the universe, pray to your ancestors, pray to your spirit team. Relax, be easy on yourself. Know that this really chaotic full moon we just went through really requires rest and recuperation. Next up, we have the Seven of Swords. I ain't even gonna lie, this is one of my least favorite cards. It's really all about deception. It's all about being strategic to deceive someone. And the thing about it is the strategy isn't even something that's really sneaky and out, like really sneaky and in the dark and behind the scenes. This is something that is happening right before our eyes. And it just takes time to recognize what it is. But whenever individually, when we recognize what that is, once this full moon energy passes and we can see things clearly, we are really renewed in this star card. Our hope, our faith is fully renewed now that we can see things more clearly. So I really love that even though this Seven of Swords is out and it makes you feel really anxious to feel like you're being deceived in some way, we're closing out with hope. We're closing out with this renewed faith. We're closing out with understanding why things needed to unfold. We know that rest is necessary. We know that clarity and seeing things for what it is necessary. And seeing things for what it is going to renew us. It's going to give us that momentum to understand and be in better alignment. The star card is all about the stars aligning. Get your stars aligned so that you can bring in what is truly meant for you. Bottom of the deck is that Four of Cups. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but I do want to pull a couple clarifying cards. I want to just understand the key cards a little bit more. But yeah, y'all, that full moon was a real one. Leave a comment if y'all also had a heavy full moon in Scorpio lunar eclipse. I certainly got dragged. I'm curious about what y'all was dealing with. I'm still getting dragged, but I'm making it through. Let's see. I'm getting a few more clarifying cards than I initially wanted, but you just gotta trust that spirit is speaking what spirit needs to speak. So let's get into this. Let's get into these clarifiers. Starting with our Four of Swords, we're clarified with the Four of Wands. I love that these two fours are together. 4 is a very stable card number. It's a very stable number. So this rest that we are all embarking on after this full moon is really stabilizing us. It's stabilizing us for a good celebration. It's stabilizing us for a coming together. I love that these two fours are together because this is right after all of this rest and prayer and understanding comes this celebration, comes this coming together of souls. Maybe it's a wedding. Maybe some of y'all got a wedding you're all going to. Maybe some of y'all are, linking up with the homies, going out, having some fun. But this rest is followed by what looks like a really nice little time for celebration. I'd mentioned before that this Seven of Swords was about seeing some deception, seeing something clearly, bringing something that was maybe hidden into the light. And this is all of us really tapping into our higher selves, trusting our intuition and knowing what that deception was. I also got this 5 of Cups. That deception was the 3 cups that have now spilled over. Your intuition are the 2 cups that are behind. All you have to do, all of us have to do, is just turn around, and we can see what wasn't so clear before. We can use our higher selves. We can use our intuition to clarify what it was that was going on. And I never really see the 5 of Cups as a bad card, because the 5 of Cups just means that something has fallen away. And if you trust yourself, if you know yourself, you know that there are 2 full cups right there. And we can all have faith in those 2 cups. This strategy, this deception, it becomes clear after the full moon. We all get a sense of clarity of why that kind of upheaval had to happen, why those 3 cups had to spill. And if we tap into our high priestess energy, we can see that there are 2 full cups right there. And we can really move forward and know that things are happening how they need to happen. Higher self knows. You don't need to just fall for the deception. You can move in your own inner knowing. Anyway, let's get all up into our last few messages down here. With the star, the star came out with the Page of Pentacles. As discussed, that star is all about this renewed hope, this renewed faith. Now that we can see clearly, now that we can trust ourselves, we move into a higher level of faith, a better level of alignment with the things that are best for us. And this brings us into this Page of Pentacles energy, this new beginning, this new start. And these are the key cards here, but here on the side are just extra messages that Spirit really felt like we all needed to hear. And as you know, these 2 cards, we have the 5 of Wands, the 9 of Swords. This is conflict. This is anxiety. This is arguing. This is stress. This is what we're moving out of. If there were situations pre and during this past full moon that were stressful, that were chaotic, we are now in the time of trusting our intuition, renewing our faith, and having this new beginning, stepping away from the chaotic drama, stepping away from feeling this 5 of Cups energy, stepping away from the conflict, the argument of the 5 of Wands, the stress and anxiety, the sleepless nights of that 9 of Swords. It is all about tapping into our intuition, seeing things for what they really are. You know, I have that problem. I be deceiving myself. I be trying to tell myself that, like, it is what it is. And sometimes it ain't what it ain't. So, like, on a personal level, these cards are hitting, and I hope that they hit for y'all and what y'all got going on. Bottom of the deck energy was that 4 of Cups. This 4 of Cups is really apathetic, really dissatisfied. They are waiting. We are waiting for that thing. This cup often reminds me of like an Ace of Cups. It's like there are 3 cups sitting down here, but we're just not really that happy with those 3 cups. There's something else out there for each of us that is divine and special and God-given. It is coming literally out of a cloud. So this dissatisfaction is we're coming out of dissatisfaction and coming into this King of Pentacles energy. This is a blessing. We are now taking our throne. We are now sitting on the throne of self-awareness, of self-mastery. We've gone through things that have literally shifted the way that we perceive things and the way that we view things. We're able to see the things that we were dissatisfied with. We were dissatisfied for a reason. And now that we've made it through this full moon, we can really take our throne. We can step from the dissatisfaction to the understanding and the grand abundance of that King of Pentacles energy. I'm really excited for all of us to be moving in this direction. I'm really excited that all of us survived the full moon. Even if we came scraping through, we made it. And one more tap at the Groovy Oracles. Catch your ego in the act. Are you being driven by your ego or your spirit? It's time to write. Get them feelings, get that anxiety up out of you. You are a magician of time, space, and energy. Never forget it. Bottom of the deck, please forgive your parents. Forgive them. Anyway, Ace of Cups tea here. I really enjoyed doing this little pull. I think I'm just still thinking about these cards. But either way, I had a great time doing this poll. I hope all of you also made it through this full moon lunar eclipse unscathed. And if you were scathed, know that there's renewal, there's healing right around the corner. We are stepping out of conflict. We're stepping away from anxiety. We are moving towards understanding ourselves. We're moving towards stability. We're moving towards all of these new beginnings. That full moon was really a catalyst to bring us into the next level of life. Thank you, Ace of Cups tea. Have a great night, y'all. Subscribe and like.